Hello, my name is Paint, and this is my first time putting a speed build up on YouTube. I've built a couple other things in between my last video and making this, but I don't feel like they're quite complete enough yet that I want to put them up. And even though this one isn't complete yet, I think it's like a really fun thing to be doing. And so I thought I would share it anyways, even though it's not quite done yet. I'm gonna have to do a part two to this video when it's done. At first I was like gonna try to manually delete everything, and then I realized I could just bulldoze the lot and build my own lobby. So that's nice. I got the little lobby space, and then the first thing I wanted to do was kind of get the shape of the house, or not house, I guess penthouse, right? And the shape of the yard that was going to be there. So this is what I did next. And then I was like, okay, what do I want for balconies? And what do I want as part of the thing? And so this is kind of where I ended up going with that. So did a little thinky there. Now decided, I want to have like a pool inside, just like the previous penthouse had. Uh, right? Get some roofs going. I want to make like an artist loft on the top floor. So that's kind of my idea here, is that it'll be like a really nice kind of like creative, chill space on the top floor there. And then down here will be sort of the farming things, right? So we're gonna get a whole bunch of chickens. And I did put a bunch of chicken coops, and I arranged them in a way that I sort of liked for now. And I don't know if I'm gonna change the arrangement later. I have to still do a bunch of, I think, maybe not quite landscaping, but putting down plants and things like that on the outside, just to make it look a little bit nicer with everything that I end up putting outside. So right now, just doing like the windows. I wanted the windows to be big like the rest of the building, but I realized it wasn't quite going to match the building below, right? I find the wall that they use in the penthouse exterior to be quite ugly personally. So I was like, I didn't really want to use that for my farm on top house. So I put my first little animal spot there. So we're gonna have two spots for two large animals, and then I realized I couldn't place the ones that came with cottage life. I could only use the planters because this is not technically terrain here. So I was like, hey, well, I did that. Getting the windows going is also an important part of getting everything set up. So downstairs, I decided that there was going to be a bathroom that kind of faces outward. And at first, I thought that that would maybe be like the bathroom for maybe one of the, I guess, children, right? I was thinking maybe that this would be like a two kids and a teenager thing. But in the end, I did make a family with three teenagers. So two of them share a bedroom. They're like twins. And then there's like another one who has her own space. So, yeah, I decided to add a little bit of complexity to the walls, just doing a few diagonals on that pool there, kind of giving the room a bit of a natural flow. And also working a little bit on the upstairs space. So I've got the main layout for the downstairs done here. I don't really make very many modifications after this point, other than the addition of an extra bathroom actually. So yeah, there's quite a lot of bathrooms in this lot. There's gonna be like 8 total. So, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I have to make a way to get up to that artist loft. So I created that, and then I thought, I'll put 2 bathrooms here because it'll be like, for people who are using the pool. Maybe they want to go shower off or use the bathroom, sort of like a guest bathroom if they're having a pool party or something. I don't know. And then I went all out with the solar panels, just a solar panel, solar panel, solar panel, and I threw in some wind things for good measure. And I like to do this without the cheat on, because otherwise it gets a little bit annoying to place them, because then I might accidentally like place things that are like flying in the air if I have to adjust them, move them around. So I find it a lot easier to place solar panels with the move objects cheat off. I do kind of switch back and forth between having it on and off depending on what I'm doing. I don't have it on all the time. I thought for a moment here that I would do like some kind of like staggered look there, but then I decided, nah, we're just gonna go all out. The backstory here is gonna be that this is like some tech savvy family living in this, right? So maybe like someone who has created some things, and the family that I ended up creating, I guess they did end up being one of them. I used the story feature, hoping to get more funds initially or a higher career level. Um, but the family I created to go with this is already up, and his default career was in programming, so that's good. So I decided, you know what, I need to add a bathroom up here to the artist loft. So then there's kind of like a little bit of a distinction in spaces there. So that's good. And yeah, getting all the doors set up. I decided I want these to be like probably little office spaces or something. I decided to make a second one. So there's two little office spaces. And yeah, so there's the general exterior. You can start to get like a really good idea of what it's going to look like on the outside. And I decided it was okay if some things are asymmetrical. I'm not really a symmetrical focused person, although symmetrical lights, like roof lights, like that does drive me crazy. So even though I do place like a lot of lights, as I go deeper into it, I'm probably going to end up changing them. I hope. I don't know. So yeah, I decided to go with a kind of stone vibe on the inside. And then I really want to hang these like fancy lights, so I realized that they probably can't walk under them, so I put those under the pool. And then I don't know if these are gonna stay or if they're just kind of temporarily hanging out. So I just put those down. Yeah. So and yeah. So yeah, the artist loft area I think is gonna be really really pretty. Put some pool vents in. I always like to paint the inside of my pool zone, even though you don't have to, because I like to control like what the bottom of it looks like, and I just like it to match. I also like to decorate the outside of my basements, even though like that's just because visually when I go down to the basement, I don't like seeing that drywall. So yeah, here I go and I improve the lobby space a little bit. I think around here is when I turned on the move objects cheat because I had to. And then there we go. There's the family that I created. So I threw them in there. I was like, here you go, guys. Time to go crazy. And yeah, around this is when I decided that I wanted them all to have their own bathrooms. Two of them have to share a bathroom, but at least it's like attached to the their bedrooms, so they each have their own. Each of the bedrooms has its own private bathroom attached, which I thought was an important thing to do. So then I threw in these lights to kind of temporarily fill the void, and did that up here, and I was just like, yeah, that's just a page out of Little Simsy's book because I'm a big fan of following lots of different simmers. I've never made build video before, so a little bit nervous, but oh well. So I think it was like during the build a sim story thing, it like asked a question about saunas, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna put a sauna in because that's kind of just funny. And then it like deleted it accidentally deleted my elevator, and I was annoyed at that, so I turned the move objects cheat off for a little bit because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to delete itself again, right? I wanted that to be something that was like not placed with move objects because before I had that closet there, and that closet was something I ended up taking out. I made space for a smaller closet here, but then I ended up not using a closet over there. And I think what I ended up doing instead is much nicer. So I only finished this area. I thought, what would you want to see if you're walking into like some like fancy mansion? And I was like, massage tables. So ignore the color contrast for now because that's just temporary. I don't really have a theme or a scheme yet. I just kind of was like, okay, I'm just gonna do some stuff and see what happens. And so there's like blue and red stuff going on over here. I was like, oh, this is like looking kind of nice. And I put a little shelf. The teenager that I have in this house is a kleptomaniac, so she's gonna need stuff to places to store the things she the things she steals. So here I decided, I'm gonna get rid of that space since I don't need that closet anymore. I can have a little bit more space here. I decided to put in some plants just to make it look cool. And then I was like trying to decide if I wanted to have like an extra light there or not, and I realized it just was redundant, so I just left it. I decided I wanted to have a fireplace in the bedroom there, and windows, so I moved the fireplace over, of course. And then the bathrooms, I decided to have like a common theme, so I did it at like, so it was pretty easy. I didn't want to have to redo my color scheme as I came up with it. I just wanted to kind of do yellows. But I did do this with the move object sheet on, and I kept messing up where to put the toilets, and so I had to like redo that a couple times. And then I decided, it's actually pretty cool. These, I really like the water things, the sinks. Yeah, they're called sinks. I really like the sinks from Eco Living. Um, I think they like have a really fun shape. And I was like, I'm gonna put these on an angle and stuff like that. And then, there's like this fancy bathtub, and this is like the guest bathroom too, right? And I was like, I'm gonna put a fireplace in the guest bathroom, which is like a one way to impress people, right? If you're going to visit like a millionaire tech person's house and there's a fireplace in their bathroom. Yeah, so then I was like, I'm gonna do some like plant arrangement here. So I did like the different size of the carpets and stuff. And I was like, what, with the plants there, it kind of makes sense to also have a little bit of a meditation space, right? Because we already have the massage table. So I was like this. And I added an extra couple of the stone rugs, the little circle ones, the red ones, just because I wanted it to have some consistency, right? So then even though the rugs look kind of chaotic and random, there's like a consistent element across them. Yeah, so that was what I did there. And then this like kitchen area, I was really intimidated. I was like, I made this like massive space for a kitchen. And I was like, and I wanted the dining room to be distinct. And normally I'm really annoyed at dining rooms. I'd never make dining rooms. So I was kind of really stuck about how I wanted to approach doing the kitchen. But I do end up just making like a really big kitchen. So at this point, I go back to kind of replicating the bathrooms across all the ones on the main floor so that they have that consistent theme with the plants and the sinks and the walls. Um, right, but I still wanted them all to be a little bit different. I decided that both the sauna and the bathroom upstairs would be the same as well. Although I didn't actually end up putting a shower in the upstairs bathroom, which is funny because it's supposed to be like the guest one. But one of the things is I don't actually have the university pack right now, and so that's like my favorite shower, the one that like takes up no space, and so I would have put that shower in probably. So if you have Discovery University and you want to throw a shower in there, you could probably stick it along one of the walls, no problem. Makes things easier for sure. I'm still kind of rebuilding my collection, and I kind of underestimated the objects that Discovery University had that I really liked because I opted to get the new cottage living pack instead when I was rebuilding my collection 'cause before I was using The Sims on my ex's account. So and now I'm like, I decided I wanted to do the bedroom, and then I was like, that bed doesn't have enough comforts, but I want the table, and I'm sure the table's somewhere, but I just did it like that because I'm lazy and I didn't want to search for that table. And so I didn't finish both the bedrooms, but I did do the twins' bedroom. So there's a girl and a boy. Um, and I decided that I wanted to have these kind of like crafty tables. I'd have one computer in the room and then one spot for kind of sitting and doing homework. I figured that was probably a nice balance because I think it would be kind of overkill to have two computers in the room. And I wanted the computer to look sleek, right? So did the best I could with that. And I haven't actually tested to see if you can get on the computer with the industrial dresser there, but I wanted to have each of them have their own dresser somehow, right? So that was sort of like what I came up with there. And um, yeah, as you can see, I'm not really one for obvious ways of matching. I do know color theory because I did watch that video about how to not make your videos terrible, and I don't remember who did that. And I mean, it's a good video and it's true, but like I'm just going to make terrible builds. Like that's fine. And honestly, like I think it's really fun. It's chaotic, it's colorful, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun in trying to bring this to a nicer place than I normally would if I was just making it like I guess by myself without any external motivation. So the fact that I'm like making this to share it is actually like probably increasing the quality of what I am making than I would normally even bother making for myself. And so like I think one of the things I'll have to add to just for details is um toilet um toilet paper. I didn't put toilet paper in yet. So I will do that when I am doing the finish of this. So I made these two little kitchen islands, and then I wanted to hang the pots and pans off them. And I was trying to figure out why the sink wasn't like working there because I had the move objects sheet on, and then I realized that the dishwasher or the oven was below it. So there's actually two ovens, and um, there's two stove tops, and there's two dishwashers, one microwave, one stove. Well, no, there's the two stoves, yeah, and one coffee maker. So, and then I decided I was going to do this like little corner thing, and I wanted to kind of like cover up the spot where it like kind of awkwardly looks bad. I guess you would say, yeah, it just like kind of looks bad is in here. So I decided that I would do the new trick that I just learned like last week, where you move the objects around and use the alt, putting it somewhere else, and then put it where you want, and then put it back. I did not explain that properly. Someone else did a really good video where they talked about these kinds of tips, and so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do here. Originally in this spot, I actually had like a spot where someone could paint a mural. But then I realized my Sims aren't going to have like a high enough skill to paint a mural anyways, and I realized that was actually a really good spot for for a dining table area, a little dining area. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to find a way to kind of bring the colors so the color scheme kind of like fades into itself. So there's like different color schemes in different areas of the room, and it kind of shifts as you go through it, right? I mean, blue and red are still the big primary focuses, but yeah. And there's also like I guess I don't know the words for all the different design types. So I feel like rustic would be incorrect. I decided I wanted to put like a little lounge area there, and I was like, can I put a TV here? Because I was like wondering about it, but then I was worried that the door was going to get in the way. But I actually ended up making this like pretty nice little spot, and then I put an ottoman down too in front of the painting, so there's actually enough for the entire household to sit and watch TV together if they want. And I was pretty excited about that. I was like, oh yes, perfect. So I do need to straighten out the lights there. I didn't realize that yet. I decided to put that down. I thought about this and I was like, no, that has no purpose. Those are the windows for the outside. There's no integration with that into the main space here in any way that makes sense. I decided to put these like little rugs going into the different bedrooms, and then I wanted to put maybe something in the middle, but I realized it all overlapped weird, so I used the circular rug instead. So there's like a good mix of different kinds of shapes. And I was pretty excited about that. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put here. I decided I wanted to have something that was kind of like flat. I didn't want a painting that popped out, so I put that one. And yeah, that's kind of like the external of the build now. You can kind of get a good look at that. I mean, it hasn't. That's what the outside looks like, and so it's probably about 1/3 done on the inside. So overall, I guess that's like half done. So I want to say thank you to everyone who decided to watch this. I know it was a little bit long and my first time doing a build video, and hopefully you didn't hate my voice. You know, all those things that we're insecure about as human beings. I did try to get a couple screenshots of some of the like areas that I did, and the welcome wagon showed up when I was trying to get the people moving around. So I just dealt with those guys until they left, and then I was like, all right, here we go. That's it. The world is a better place with everyone in it. Mwah!